What's up, guys? It's John with National Sports Entertainment, and I wanted to go into tonight's all the NBA games. We have a nice schedule tonight. I always liked NBA TV nights, as you know, TNT nights, all that stuff. But I think it'll be revealing. We got the Lakers, Hawks, and Blazers, Warriors. Again, to me, these are the two narrative games, right? Lakers, what's the narrative? LeBron has the team up by like 12 points, and then by the fourth quarter, this guy can't carry everybody on his back. They fall apart and they lose, if he's even playing. So that's the Lakers, their narrative. And that's the TV game. You see they're getting 7. And then the other narrative here in the other TV game is that we have the very young team, which they keep making a point of saying, the second youngest in the NBA, but they're led by a great leader in Dame. They're actually calling him assistant coach Lillard, things like that, because, when he's hurt, he's always helping out. So now we have a leader and a bunch of young guys and a team with depth going to play a team that has none of those things. And they're making a point of telling people that this team doesn't have those things. Now, it's also a team that's great at home. So we do have conflicting narratives in that game, but I do like very, very, by a very small amount. It's not one I'm making it like 2 or 3. I like the Blazers. Again, it is a narrative game. I said at the beginning of the year, I think the Blazers are going to be a playoff team. I said I think they're going to win the division, and I stand by that. I think they're going to go on a run. Golden State's got like 7 home games in a row, so they're not going to win them all. So from a fake or a real standpoint, I do think it makes sense for the Blazers to win. They do have a good record against the spread, but they're well within norms. Like I said, a lot of times if a team has a worse record against the spread, like if one team's below 500 and one team's way above, I will take the worst team. But in this case, I do like the Portland Blazers. I don't think the public respects the Blazers enough yet either. I think a lot of the public just doesn't respect the Blazers, and they're thinking, okay, well, even again, we Golden State's won a couple in a row at home without Steph. They don't need Steph against, the Blazers, who a lot of people are seeing as contenders. So I like Portland here. Over-under is interesting, 232.5. You'll see it set there all the time. I think it's because they love that number. But you'll see it set right around there, 232, 233. So they go through the schedule. So we got the Blazers. That's like the biggest one in my opinion. And then the other NBA TV game is the Lakers. We'll hit that in a second. Here we got the Wizards at the Magic, and here I like Washington. It is 5 points, which I don't love. But the Magic, you can see all the injuries on the Magic, and none of that really matters anyway. But what does matter is, even if they make Paolo have a really good game, which they might, and Bol, which they've done, I do think, again, I think the Wizards are going to be, as I said at the beginning of the season, fighting for a play-in. Too much money in that organization with Beal and Kuzma's getting paid a lot, and they got Porzingis. They're definitely trying to do something with that team. So I just think it makes sense that they stay in that. Just like the Thunder on the West, they stay in that range of teams that are in the hunt for the play-in, since we are halfway through the season almost. Here I love the Hawks to cover. Again, it's an NBA TV game. And see, it even says why Mad Dog said LeBron. I don't know if he's saying it for LeBron's perspective or the Lakers' perspective, but again, normally here I would take the shittier team against the spread, but you can see they both suck against the spread. When the Lakers win, I think it's going to be in flurries. Like they'll get 4 or 5 in a row. And it's going to be against teams where they're not supposed to win. So here, everyone's going to be taking the Lakers, in my opinion. Because while not many people would love them to beat the Hawks, people aren't going to be lying 7 points with Atlanta, I don't think. People are going to realize that, okay, the Lakers suck, but they're going to overlook the fact that they haven't covered spreads and just see that they've kept a lot of games close and they're the Lakers. And that alone, in my opinion, is going to be enough for people to keep taking these guys. As I said in one of my videos before, 90% of the public, as of just like a week or so ago, has them getting in the playoffs and not as a garbage team. So this was a poll by NBA I saw. So yeah, I like the Hawks to cover and Wizards cover. Here I love the Raptors to cover. Basically same thing as yesterday, same exact principle. Only I think this time it comes through. This one, there's a lot of people that play multiple, they got more sequences open than I do. So if you're looking for a leg two in the NBA, I would go Raptors all day. You can go money line or you can just do minus a point, but I would do Raptors all day. I think the public is not going to get paid out 2 nights in a row on the same team, and there's no way the Raptors were getting hit that pick. Even without Van Fleet, I don't think they were going to be picked or faded against the Grizzlies. Like I just don't think enough people faded the Grizzlies, even with an appealing line for the Raptors, which wasn't really that appealing. It was like they were getting 3. So I just don't think they pay out the public again. I do think that in this case, the Raptors do win. It also keeps them, and don't forget, they want to make these divisions look strong and close. So if the Suns lose, it accomplishes a few things. It keeps them and everyone else in their division pretty close, where other teams can reach them. It also makes it where the Raptors are right there in the thick of things. We're a couple wins in. Now they don't want them 12 games out of like a wild card spot or whatever it may be. They have added the extra seed, so it doesn't matter as much. But the Raptors are definitely going to be a play-in team. The Knicks I have as my playoff team, believe it or not. I think the Knicks beat out the Raptors, but the Raptors are going to be up there fighting for a play-in tournament spot. So I think they win this game, like I said, for a few reasons, but those are most of them. This one, a little tougher. People know Detroit sucks. Now, the Bulls are going on a run. So they're definitely, in my opinion, trying to get the Bulls, looking pretty good here. Now, the fact that they went on the run, people might hit them, but they've also not really covered big. So I think people are going to see, well, even when they've been winning, it's been close games. And it would put them at 17-17 against the spread. Right now, Detroit is 17-17 against the spread. I don't always look into stuff like that, but in some cases I will, and just when it jumps out at me. And I have noticed they like to do palindromes and they like to do stuff like this, where they even up teams. So I do think that the Bulls cover this long spread. If it were to move to, like I said, like 9.5, I'd buy it down to 9 because it'd be a clip. But I'm fine at 8.5. If you want to buy it down to 8, you can. It might save you a clip push, but I think they cover it pretty big, to be quite honest. And then we have a few more. We got the Timberwolves and Bucks. And I was going over this with somebody. I like the Wolves. We were going over it, and they do like the Bucks in this game, and I could see why. But I just think they're going to, again, show why depth is necessary. Giannis can't do it all by himself. He just put up 42 against, whoever we had them beating them because we were fading the Bucks. I think it was the Bulls, and we won that one. I think the Wolves do the same thing. And again, the Wolves have to be an above 500 team. They're not a play-in team. They're going to be, even if they are, it's going to be in a very strong West. So I think the Wolves go on their little winning streak and get something going. So with the 6 points, it's just kind of the same logic we took with them playing the other night too. They won the game outright. I think it was the Cavaliers or something. They won the game outright. So 6 points, I don't see people all over the Wolves because I think people still think they're trash, a bunch of misfits, and people just believe, if you have Giannis, you're good. So I like the Wolves to cover this one. And don't forget, even in a fake league, they're going to use Rudy Gobert, I would imagine, to explain away why they're doing a good job on Giannis. And again, these are all first legs outside of, like I said, the Raptors I would play second leg. On this one, and the other second leg, by the way, nothing crazy, but it's just my top play of the day. It's a college game. It's going to be the under on Navy in Boston. They play in like 10 minutes, so I put that on my Discord. I put it out in my comments and stuff, but if you catch this and you happen to see it live, you could probably get in on it. On this one, I do like Philadelphia. I think they want to keep their winning ways going, and they've both been looking very, very good. So it's to me, it's clear they want to push that the Pelicans are a great team. I just don't think they're going to give them like the best record, just because of their inexperience. I think they want to show that they still have some exploitable parts of the team. So I do like Philly in this game. Here, I like the Heat. Again, if you're terrible against the spread, not in every case, but in a lot of cases, I'm going to take that team. And the Heat are still, I think, the worst team against the spread now. They might be the second worst. in the high 30s. Just, halfway through the season, it's not going to hold at that pace if they lost more against the spread. So I do like the Heat to cover the spread. This one's all metrics. There's nothing more about that one. And then last we got the Jazz and Kings. And this one's the closest. One can go either way. Everything about this one's like even. I am going to lean Kings simply for the fact that I think they tie them up at 19 wins each. I think they want to make it appear like all these teams are really good and close, and it's going to be a dog fight for all these divisions. So it's not one I see more people on. If anything, I think more would be on Utah with the tees or maybe the 3 points even. Sacramento's doing well, but they're both doing well. So I think they're both pretenders, but I do think the Kings win that game. So just to run through it again, I always like to do that. I do like the under on the Navy game, just so you know. And I do like Notre Dame to cover Miami. Both basketball, they start pretty soon. But for basketball, NBA, I like the Wizards cover. I love the Hawks cover. My favorite one of the night is the Raptors cover, playing that as a leg 2. I do like the Bulls to cover. I like the Wolves to cover. I like the Heat to cover. That'll probably be a leg 2, to be honest, the Heat cover. I like the Blazers cover, and I like the Kings cover. And somebody in my Discord, he goes by Heat, and he looks into this stuff as well, usually pretty on the point. And he really likes, of all the plays, he said he just really likes the over between looking at different things, of simulations, and just his own intuition. He loves the over on this game, this Philly Palos game. I looked at it, and I like it. I think the over works. So I'll be running the over by myself as a leg 1. But I just like to give people credit because, it wasn't my idea. He looked into it and said he really liked the over. It's none of my metrics, but like I said, it's a group thing. So if somebody is very strong about something, I like to get that out there. He usually is over the target when he looks into the simulations pretty deep. So he likes the over here. And I think people think Harden plays a slow pace, and a lot of people will probably take the under in this game. So I think the over makes sense, making it a leg 1. Just because, like I said, very specific metrics I like the leg 2. The reason I like the Raptors is because you have the team that had the best record in the NBA last year, even with an injured Booker. That you still have 8 and you still got Paul against Toronto, who might not even have Van Fleet, and they're favorites, Toronto is. It just doesn't make sense to me. So that's why I love the Raptors. And I'll post all this in my, my rig log. As I'd gone into before, I think it was, oh, I know where I put it. It's, trying to find it. Maybe I just post them all in here. I always post them in here. There we are. So, this is last night. And you can see how many we played. We played like 11. So I'm going to post the same thing in here tonight for all of our NBA plays. So you can see like the L's, like North Texas cover Florida Atlantic. I have my leg 2 for that I made under on Navy. For Knicks loss, my leg 2 is going to be the Raptors, etc. And that's how it works. 2 units because we lost on 1 unit. And so we're going to have a lot of open sequences, but I think we're going to close them really quick. I just wanted to show you guys that part because that part, it wasn't my notes. I'm not sure if I moved it around. But this is, I do this every night just for people so they can check out and see. And then before the games, I put them up, of course. So I put them up in here before the game so people can see who we have. And then after the games, I put our results in. And like I said, we've been doing really good. We're up about 20-something units just since our new channel got put up after we got ripped down. But for tonight, I really do like all these plays. Again, with the system, we're looking to split and then hit the really important one, the Raptors. But anything better we'll take, of course. But I think we have a good night. A lot of narratives, a lot of stories. I was going to play bowl games. I decided not to. I was leaning Tennessee covers because without Hendon, maybe people fade them. But I'm not going to play college football. I think these games are irrelevant at this point. I think there's no story. It's just going to be trying to beat the public. So if I can find a very wacky metric, we'll play it. But if not, then I'm just staying away from college football right now. way better plays in college basketball in the NBA. Just picking our spots. So take care, everybody, and happy earnings.